triple.
Peters goes to work. Nice finish. Good defensive pressure, and it's going to end with Rochi getting to the rack.
2 feet in the paint. Step back. You got Izzy ball ace again. Griffin wide open at the top. 3 ball. As Bendigo find Pollard wide open.
Sunday Night Hoops hits Melbourne and it's second versus fourth. Bendigo is sitting in second with an 8-2 record and have rolled off 5 straight victories, including a 35-point outing over Geelong on Friday night. Bendigo and Southside Melbourne are yet to face off this season, and with Southside in fourth, 5 teams tied on 3 wins. Can they pull clear with a win tonight? We will see. They're coming off tough losses to Townsville and Perth, and they're going to complete the top of the table gauntlet against the Spirit here tonight at the State Basketball Centre as the players arrive courtside, checking in thanks to Minor Hotels. Great to have your company as Round 8 continues in the WNBL. Liam Ellison here in commentary, and alongside me is Opal's Olympic bronze medalist Rachel Jarry and Southside Flyers WNBL championship skipper Beck Cole. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Liam. And what a game this one's going to be. It is their first matchup of the season. And like you said, Southside are coming off a disappointing loss, and they're really going to want to make a stand and show the league that they're, serious about trying to make finals this season.
And like you said, Flyers, they want redemption. They've gone from Perth. They're back home on their home court. They're going to want to do it for themselves and the fans. And then you have the Bendigo Spirit, who have just come off a great win. And what a team performance by some young guns, with Mariana Tolo out due to her pregnancy. So cannot wait to see this unfold tonight.
They were fantastic, weren't they? Kelsey Rees and Olivia Pollard. On the flip side, they had to travel over to Perth on Friday night, the Southside Melbourne Flyers. Izzy Bourne is going to be an important piece so they can bounce back tonight, sitting 4th in league scoring. Here she was earlier.
Izzy Bourne, what do you take out of the Perth matchup? That was a pretty big game only 2 days ago. What are you bringing to tonight's game that you learned from them? And Hanzu?
Yeah, I think just starting off with a better start. I think they got going early, and they really had the momentum the whole game. So I think just us coming out and getting our own momentum out of our own defense and going forward from there. But yeah, playing against Hansu was unreal. Like, the crowd that she brings in is just great for basketball in general. So it was really fun.
Individually, you've been putting on some pretty good numbers this season. They were able to manage you a little bit in your impact on Friday night. What are you looking to bring into the game tonight to get you back into it?
Yeah, just playing my style. I think I come in every game with the same mentality, and my teammates get around me. So yeah, just doing what I can, both on the defensive end and offensive end, and yeah, playing my game.
And your first matchup against Izzy Volle's former teammate. What are you looking to see from her?
Yeah, she's been in incredible form, so we really need to lock down on her early. Yes, I think she's kind of the head of their snake for them. So yeah, really, we need to have a massive focus on her tonight.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
It is an imposing front court with Izzy Bourne and Kayla George out there for the Flyers, Beck.
Yes, Izzy Bourne has really found her feet in this Flyers team, and she's a key piece to their success. She's averaging just over 18 points, which is 5th in the league. She was in foul trouble and held to only 7 points in that loss against Perth, but she'll be ready to bounce back today. And she's been shooting a great clip at just under 54%, so get ready to see Bourne shine.
From the Bendigo perspective, Megan McConnell was named Player of the Round in Round 7 after a double-double against Sydney, 21 points, 13 boards. She spoke to Jess Robinson just before the match.
Meg, the experience of Mariana Tolo comes out of your side, but no misstep for the Bendigo Spirit. How have you guys adapted?
Yeah, I mean, we lost a key piece in Tolo, but, we just have that next man mentality. And Polly and Kelsey Rees have stepped up huge for us each and every game, so we're going to continue looking for them even more.
Speaking of those young stars stepping up, how do you plan for someone like Kayla George tonight?
She's really good. We're probably not going to stop her completely, but we're just going to try and contain her.
First season in the WNBL, how are you loving it?
I love it. Bendigo is just such a great place, and it's the people that make it great, so I'm super thankful to be on this team.
Beautiful. Good luck tonight.
Going to be a huge piece in the second half of this season, especially with Mariana Tolo not part of the squad going forward, Rachel.
Oh, absolutely. Their depth is going to be tested, but we know they've got some young guns coming in, and Megan had her best game on Friday, I think, for the season with 16 points 8 rebounds and 3 assists. So she'll be looking to continue that, and I expect she'll get the matchup on Rd8, which is going to be very entertaining for all of us.
Let's give a warm welcome to the 4th member of our team here this evening. Patrolling courtside here at the State Basketball Centre, Jess Robinson, welcome.
Thank you, guys. It's going to be the battle of the Izzies tonight at State Basketball Centre. Izzy Borlée is taking on her former Adelaide Lightning teammate in Izzy Bourne for the first time this season. Each are putting career best numbers up for their new teams this year. For Bendigo, they're looking for their 5th win on the trot. Kennedy Corina, the coach, well, he's very pleased with how his team has been able to adapt to a lineup without Mariana Tolo. The Flyers, they're without Hayley Peters tonight, who is down with a shoulder concern. So how did that feel?
Does mean Olivia Pollard's been able to come in here and start in the 5. Thanks, Jess. And that's been such an opportunity, Beck, for her.
It sure has. Liver's stepped up in this absence of Tolo and just grabbed opportunity with both hands. Let's see if she can keep her double-figure role alive in this game.
So George and the Flyers win down the tip. And we are away for Sunday night hoops in the WNBL. McKenna Marissa initiating offense. George. Whip back out via Rd8. Single numbers with Borlée in front, and she pulls down the defensive stop. First time these two have met so far this season. The Flyers have had success on their home floor as George gets the first 2 to go.
What a wraparound pass by Izzy Borlée. She was cut off by Izzy Bourne, and she just found Griffin underneath the rim.
Marissa pulls the trigger for 3, follows her own miss. Late to the party, and obviously Griffin has drawn the foul. Registered a victory over the Townsville Fire earlier this season on this floor. The Flyers, the only side to defeat Townsville so far this season, so you know they can take it up to the best, the Flyers.
Yeah, we know they can, as we see a great finish there from McConnell. We know that they can. They just, now it's been quite a few rounds since they've been able to do that, and they're going to look, they really need to string some games together where they're playing for that full 40 minutes and trying to get, you know, continuous and back-to-back wins. So that's something that they'll look for, and a great start to that would be beating Bendigo tonight.
Have dropped 2 in a row, the Flyers. Fell 98-81 on Friday against Perth away from home. That is a tough road trip against the Lynx, who are flying. Backed out with Pollard. 4 seconds for Borlée to go to work. Lead with the assignment. Borlée's got a heave. Meg McConnell nearly got to it. Shot clock violation. Did not touch the rim.
And that's a good defensive possession by the Flyers. They want to make sure that they're forcing tough shots. That's a shot Borlée doesn't want to have to throw up if she doesn't have to. But I think McConnell had an open 3-point shot attempt a couple of times in that play. So I'd like to be confident and shoot that.
Rocci not quite from 3. It's a big night for Maddie Rocci on Friday. 24, 8 and 8. She's come up with a foul call here. Stagger step and fighting baseline.
That's just going to be a very entertaining matchup, isn't it, Beck? Both such physical point guards, and they're really going to be getting after one another defensively.
McConnell out of the restart. Rocci stays with it and gets the stop. Flyers still searching for their first bucket. 2 minutes in. Will be interesting, Beck, to see how Bendigo look to match up on the 2 bigs for the Flyers, George and Bourne.
It sure will. They're just a 2-headed monster. We'll call it a 3-headed monster, but Hayley Peters is out of action, and they're both so hard to guard and great at different things, but we see they're Bourne doing it on both ends of the floor right now and tossed up a turnover.
Rocci's got 3 defenders in front of her. Bendigo, again, able to control. All alone, Meg McConnell. Wing 3 ball is nylon. 7-0 start to the Bendigo Spirit.
And
3 minutes into this contest, we've got a timeout.
And Rach, they just can't allow easy offensive transition just like this as we see on the Amy replay. Is no one's matched up on Meg McConnell, and we know she can hit that. And you can't let them get going early.
No, exactly. And that's just, you know, in rhythm, a walk in up to a wing three-point shot for any decent shooter that's going down every day of the week. So, like you said, they need to lock down on that transition. But I felt like Southside got some good shots away. They just didn't quite make them. So they're just going to have to slow down on those finishes, try and get, you know, get that lid off the basket and try and get going here.
Kariyama addressing his team, and pre-game he spoke about being happy with where they're at this stage, sitting at 8-2.
We really thought there'd be an adjustment period, and this group has just continued to push forward and find ways to compete, and I'm incredibly proud of how they're playing basketball.
Winners of 5 straight, the Spirit. Hot on the tails of the Fire, who are 9-1 to sit atop the table. Kelsey Griffin will take an early break here. And it's an opportunity for Kelsey Rees, who started in the last game back, and she was terrific.
She was. She had her breakout game of the season against Geelong with a double-double in 14 points, 11 rebounds. But she spoke about the leadership that she has with Griffin, and she just wants to be a sponge, soak it all in, and just having fun out there, and boy, did it show.
George looking to feed Rochi. Last touch off Bendigo. Nine seconds for the Flyers from the baseline. Into Bourne, averaging 18 per contest. Offline. Spirit out rebounding the Flyers. 7-2 early stages here, but it's an interesting profile, Rachel, for how the Flyers are able to crash the glass.
Yeah, I was looking pre-game, and the Flyers are the worst offensive rebounding team in the league, but they're the best defensive rebounding team in the league. So they're not really crashing the O glass, but they are cleaning up on the defensive boards. So I think that's something they can look to improve on. They've got players that can get O boards, and they obviously are good rebounders. So I'd love to see them try and crash the boards. That's another way to slow down the transition offense of other teams as well.
It's an unusual combination. As Bourne slicing through for the first 2.
It is unusual, and Bendigo are overall the best rebounding team. So we've sort of got a bit of a rebounding treat tonight with these two.
Giving a litmus test for them. Bourne in rhythm. What a campaign Izzy Ball Ace is having right in MVP calculations. Second in league scoring, 22 per evening. Loving life in Bendigo after crossing from Adelaide. Ace off that time. Did have 14 and 11. Last out. For the Spirit. They've done well to add 2 young bigs in her and Pollard. Bourne with space to work with on the strong side. Jump hook is short, but Marissa, a second chance. 7 seconds. Shot clock won't reset. Rochi the fall away. Bendigo defense has well and truly controlled things here.
It certainly is. They are equal with Townsville as the best defensive team in terms of points against, and they're showing why tonight. They're really stifling Southside. They can't get any clean looks at the basket.
Ball Ace needs to go to work on Rd8. Stop from the mid-range. And now Rochi down the floor.
And the Flyers have also forced the Spirit in the last few possessions into tough shots.
Marissa gets one to go.
If they can get some more ball movement and not have Ball Ace get the ball back with 10 seconds left and just have to get a pick and roll, get some off-ball movement like they are here, keep flowing and use that as a good way to get open.
Ball Ace, the step through and the lefty lay-in. Pretty move. And no Hayley Peters today does create an opportunity for McKenna Marissa stepping into the starting 5.
It sure does. She's definitely an import in the league that I think needs to step up and help give just more offensive scoreboard pressure with the likes of Peters out. In Townsville tip-off, she was absolutely great, so we'd love to see her bring that and her confidence into these season games. But Meg McConnell, she's feeling it.
Is she ever? Second three goes down for McConnell. Nearly 8 points to her name. Rocci. Around the pick, backs it out to Bourne. And right to the iron, draws the foul for 2 shots.
I like that decision from Bourne. She'd had an outside shot earlier that didn't go down, so that one she was really authoritative about taking it to the bucket. As we see this replay, I probably wouldn't be going under the screen. Do you reckon, Beck?
Not anymore.
No.
Hit 2, I'm changing the defense.
Bourne good on the firsts. First trip to the line this evening for the Flyers. George, offensive rebound. They'll head straight back to that spot. It's a first personal on Kelsey Griffin.
And George has done a great team leading her team. She's coming off another double-double performance, 16 points, 15 boards, but showing why she's second in the league with rebounds with almost 12 a game.
WNBL26 is well and truly underway. Make sure you scan the QR code on screen now for all tickets, season fixtures and more information at WNBL.com.au. Don't miss a game.
And Rach, that was Kayla George. She's only had 1 field goal attempt so far in this game, and it's almost been 7 minutes. Would you like to see her get more shots right now?
I would like to see Kayla get more shots, Beck, but you know, I think she does it in the context of the offense, and she's not, she's not a selfish player. She will facilitate as well, but I think they do need to run some more things for her, particularly inside. She's such a big presence, and we know Bendigo's depth is going to be tested, and Kelsey Griffin's already got 1 foul. If I was Southside, I'd be trying to, put pressure on Kelsey to defend it and try and get her another foul or 2 or some easy buckets in there.
Early minutes here for Micah Simpson for Bendigo. Single numbers for McConnell. There's Booth. Off in the corner 3. He's set to check back in just a moment. And he turns the corner. Closed off from ball ace. There's a movement here, the Flyers. Nice pocket pass, finds George.
And that's a nice pick and roll action and exactly what I was after.
Yeah, I think you should be a coach, Ben.
Oh, I'm good, thanks, mate.
You can be
I know how hard we stress them out.
Well, she can burst forward once more. Flyers working the way into this ball game nicely now. Up to a 1-possession ball game. Early whistle, it's an offensive foul against Southside Melbourne. Screen assessed against Kayla George. Simpson running point. Finds a way around Rocci. Kicked out to Griffin with the fresh legs. Book it. 3 goes for KG23.
And she's been shooting the 3 ball great as of late. And we know once Griffin really gets warmed up, she's going to be a handful.
Foul call against Simpson. Trying to close off the advancing George.
I just love how confident the likes of Micah Simpson and Reese and their young Pollard, these young players coming in and just, believing that they belong in this league and taking it up to some vets of the WNBL. So it's really impressive just to watch them at both ends of the floor.
And I think it shows the camaraderie, Rach, of you can tell they really get behind one another and back each other. And when you're like that, speaking of backing Maddie backed herself just then for a great three-point shot.
The first of the night. Griffin and George, two of the greats. Tricks into the office in the post, tried to flip it up. George controlled. Now Rocci can launch forward, has Locke out there running. Boyer getting some burn off the bench as well. That's a deep treble attempt. And it fell the way of the Flyers. Griffin cut it off and kept it in bounds. And she can walk into an open canvas.
And Griffin had 5 steals in her last game against Geelong Venom, adding to 19 points and 11 rebounds. She's got some sneaky hands out there.
Rocci, loaded fine to George. Can't make the lay-in.
No, but I do like that look, that high-low look. Kayla had a really good, opportunity to make that basket, and she'll make the next one.
Abby Werung, 6th Woman of the Year last season, checks in for the Spirit. You see Griffin just strong. Took under a minute remaining in the first. Potch will provide assistance. George, top of the arc. Has Locke cutting, found her. Last touched, Flyers. Bendigo basketball.
And Locke provided some really great minutes off the bench the other night against Perthling. She shot a 3, which we know she can do so well. She did that all off-season. So the likes of her and Manuela Potch getting more minutes, it's great to see.
Shot clock 3 seconds ahead of the game clock. We're on straight down the boulevard. This is the bunny. 5 to work with for Rocci. Attacking right down the keyway. Rocci high up and in. 17 plays 14 at quarter time, and it cuts it to a 3-point margin, favouring the second place Bendigo Spirit here at the State Basketball Centre. Southside Melbourne Flyers finished the quarter with a run to pull it back to a 3-point pool game here at the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne, trying to track down the second place Bendigo Spirit with 8 wins and 2 losses. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole with you in commentary for this local Victorian rivalry. Simpson remains out there running point for the Spirit. Playing with a real confidence alongside Kelsey Rees. Here's Werung. Escape dribble for the 3-ball. You bet.
And you can tell the Flyers just had some miscommunication between Boya and Locke, and you just cannot leave Werung with that much time and space because she can hit those threes.
Southside Melbourne, Rachel, really worked their way into that quarter after struggling to get their offense flowing in the first 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, they did it, and they did it through some really great defensive stops, you know, in patches in that quarter. And I think, you know, they've done a great job on Isabel Borlase. They had a couple of breakdowns which led to some open shots, but if they can fix that up, they'll be in a great spot.
Strong screen provided. Poch will have to switch onto the ball. Borlase is cooking.
As I say that, and she knocks down a tough jumper, but they are trying to make her life hard, which is pretty much all you can do at this point because of how well she's playing.
Rebound number 4 for Borlase. Retrieve it back from Kelsey Griffin. Kicked out. Werung set once more. She is relentless running. She always is. Cut off from Griffin. Basket saving, really. Borlase has got 3 defenders ahead. That will not stop her. Now Rochi senses the need to steady. George the opportunity. 10 now from 3, the Flyers. Spirit hit on 4 triples. That opening stanza. Tiptoeing baseline. Has to whip it out to Rees. Steps by Locke, using that length. Jess Robertson was listening in to the huddles at quarter time. Jess.
Yeah, the same message for both teams, really. A lot of play from outside the arc, so the message is get defending. Let's avoid the shots coming from the 3.
Thanks, Jess. Werung initiating offense.
And the Flyers have just missed 3 early 3-point shot attempts. I'd like to see them execute, get the ball from side to side, and see if they can get an inside look till they go back outside again.
Tough defense here from Indy Boya. And the shot clock horn expires. Drawing a lot of attention, and Borlase not sure about it.
Yeah, she wants that foul call, and they are being very physical with her. But we've seen that from Southside against, you know, the stars in the league. They are, you know, being that physical defensive team, especially when they're trying to lock an individual player down. So I think Izzy Borlase would have come into the game expecting that tonight, and, you know, she's such a great player. She just will play through it and force the issue with the refs if she needs to.
Comes into the game with a target on her back, really, every night already at just 21 years of age.
She sure does. It's so impressive, and she's just in her bag right now. The skill set she has at such a young age, she's so physical and strong that she can go up against any guard or big, and she's just got the gas tank to keep motoring for 40 minutes.
Unbelievable aerobic athlete, that's for sure. Borlase, strong that time. Werung did really well. To work with Pollard. Tried to find Kelsey Rees. Ran out of real estate.
That was a great seal by Rees, but it was great split line and a good read from Rochi to make sure that she had help and got a hand on that.
It's a brand new shot clock for the Spirit to work with. The score bench now with the adjustment. So it's 3.1. As we sort things out here in arena. And a chance for Kennedy Kariyama to chat with his side. Flyers still searching for their first basket here in the seconds. 3.5 minutes in. Maddie Andrews, an entrant as well for Christy Harrower's team.
Well, and like you said, Beck, they've had a few outside shots now, but they come into this game only shooting the three-point shot at 27.9%, which is, you know, one of the lowest in the league. So they're not a great three-point shooting team, but they are a great field goal, two-point shooting team. So that's what they need to focus on, get the ball inside out, and then when you get the ball on the outside on that second ball movement, that's when your three-point shot's much more likely to go down, and you're going to have rebounders in there as well.
And again, another team where their shooting percentage isn't actually showing how good they are of shooters. You have the likes of Izzy Bourne, Kayla George, Maddie Rocci, Marissa McKenna as well, and even Maddie Potch when she's on the court. They've got shooters, but we've seen many teams in the league, it's just taken a while for, say, your starting five to all click and get flowing at the exact same time. So it will eventually happen for them, but like you said, Rach, they need that ball movement, side-to-side action, and then kick the ball inside, then outside.
It's going to fall at some stage with a group with so many talented shooters, as you noted. So back underway here. Going to be a quick look for Bendigo. In with Reese. George got a hand to it and then tapped it back in bounds with Andrews. Quick thinking. Dawn fronts the offense. George with a tight face guard. Dawn, space to go to work in the post. Can't get Reese off the deck. Great defense. Retrieve it back. A reset from Borlase. Battling by Andrews, plus interests. McConnell to the line for one more.
And how good has McConnell been driving to the rack and finishing with contact? I feel like the last couple of games she's really added that, and it's been great because now she can go to and one for the basket.
And they need her to be doing that, to be staying aggressive, because it just takes that little bit of pressure off Borlase, and it makes the defense have to adjust and think about defending someone else as well.
Not quite in the continuation, but it's 10 points already in the game for McConnell to open up this double-digit advantage. George, a world of space, and good with the trade.
That's a much better shot for Kayla George. It's out of the context of the offense, and she gets that great pass from Maddie Rocci, and she's wide open.
Just 4 makes away, Kayla George, from 2,100 field goal makes in her WNBL career. What a storied journey it's been. Down for Reed. Rocci, stop with the midi. Flyers fans just feel a little restless here. They're in touch, but it's been a tough second quarter so far. Andrews got a hand to it. Poked out to Pollard.
I think that was a quick shot that Pollard just took. I would have liked to see get the ball to the other side and see what they could work with.
Really a breakdown for the Spirit. Not off that time. Single numbers now for Bourne. Attacking Werong. Stay with the home side.
And even if the Flyers are down right now, you feel like they have the momentum, and again, a great pass from Maddie to find a wide open George on the aiming replay, and we know she can get going real hot, real fast.
Certainly can. Pollard assessed with a personal. Tough foul as Bourne hits the deck. George, one of those three-point shooters who can get going in a hurry, as you noted, Beck. Make sure you check out the official WNBL merch range just in time for Christmas, featuring hoodies, tees, track pants, shorts, all designed for true WNBL fans. Get on board, scan the QR code, and rep the W today. to a 5-point cushion. Ball ace around the pick. Griffin hit the deck whistle against Rd8.
And even though Reed got that foul, she has been making Izzy Ball-Lace's life really tough. She would have been given that defensive assignment today, and she's been making Izzy Ball-Lace get quite frustrated. She's having to go to her second or third option, and it's tiring her down for the full 40 minutes. If you can do that, that will help your team get the win.
Skip pass, finds McConnell. Late shot clock once more, battles by, and Bourne denies out of bounds. It leaves a second to spare. An aggressive drive, but well timed from Izzy Bourne. Rocci first to it, won't matter. Shot clock violation.
Just a few really great defensive possessions by the Southside Melbourne Flyers, and you know, we know their offense hasn't quite clicked just yet, but that's how you stay in games, is your defense. You grind it out, you find a way to get stops, and then you just keep working on that offensive end, and eventually it'll come.
Rocci, strong screen provided. Saw the lane open up. They'll get another chance here. Bourne. Hasn't been their night so far from three. Malay steps back inside. Pollard was on fire from three last week. 21 points in round 7 for the Spirit. Reed draws contact on the left.
And a great drive by Reed. Her first step is super quick. Ball-Ace went under the screen, as we see here, and she just got stuck, and Reed was able to get that step in front of her, and now she's going to the line for two.
New Zealander Tara Reid returning for the Flyers this season. He's become a much trusted player for Christy Harrower. And their first points of the evening. Minutes remaining in this first half. And it's a 7-0 run now for the Flyers. It's turning into a real grind here, Rachel.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's definitely, you know, easy shots are hard to come by in this game, and they're making each other really go deep into their playbook and trying to find that second, third option. And both teams have had, you know, dominant players in both of their Izzies, so they're both, you know, a little bit quieter tonight, and they're going to have to find other people to step up and help out.
Reese somehow gets it to go. Hoop and harm out of nothing.
What an impressive move from the young Reese. She didn't really have anywhere to go. She made something out of nothing, but if it's not up, it's not in, Rach. And now she gets a hopefully an and one from the line.
That's a famous Michelle Tim saying, if it's not up, it's not in. But yeah, absolutely. And that's one of those ones where that shot, no matter what happens, it's better than a turnover. So just get it up there and you can see what happens.
Stops the scoring drought for the Spirit. Rocci, aggressive as always. And they're headed the other way. Refs found a foul call off the ball.
They've called a couple of moving screens tonight, so both teams will have to adjust a little bit. It is hard sometimes because it's so physical off the ball, but then they've called a couple of those little bit of a touchy sort of screen calls, as I think Christy is getting a little warning just to behave herself.
A few words with the referee. Calm down quickly here. Here's Reese. It's a Booth. She made sure of it. Ahead with Andrews. of screens for Roger to work with. What can they come up with this time, the Flyers? Offense has been hard to come by. And it's a defensive foul against the Spirit. Approaching bonus free throws here. One to give. Watching, lost the defender. Inbounds. And drains the triple. Flyers bit by bit are on the march. Back within 2. Ball Ace hustling away inside. Watching again sees 4 defenders. Needs to wait for reinforcements. Will stop. Firing just off. Born out of bounds.
And this second quarter has definitely been the Flyers' quarter. They've made the Spirit's shots really tough, really hard. They've bothered the head of the snake in Ball Ace. I'd like to see the Spirit look at Griffin, see if we can get her some more shot attempts.
26-24 favouring the Spirit here. 100 seconds out from half-time. Kennedy Kariyama using his final timeout of the first half as the Flyers have rolled off a 10-2 run over the last few minutes. Bendigo looking to re-inject some life into this offense.
Yeah, they'll need to sort of, I guess, look at moving the ball a little bit more now, and we see Isabel Ball Ace, I think, will take a little break here. So they're going to have a different look, and Southside will have scouted every play with Isabel Ball Ace as the main scorer. So taking her out for a little bit, it's not about move. It's, you know, let's get some other options in there and see what they can do. And, you know, I expect Meg McConnell to really step up here and lead this team and try and get them back on track.
Let's lead in this contest, Southside Melbourne. They've been threatening these last few moments. Flyers yet to lead in this contest, but they look on the tails of the Bendigo Spirit, closing within 2 off the back of a 10-2 run here at the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne. Great to have your company for Sunday night hoops in the WNBL. Werang. That's Griffin to her right. Reese the entry pass. Manages to control it. Fighting by Bourne and George. It's not a terrible look for the Spirit by any means. They get their post catch down low. George caught Kelsey Griffin unawares.
That's a beautiful play, Beck. I don't know if you remember that one from your time at Southside, but that was a great back screen and look, and I hope they go to again next time down the floor.
Their off-ball actions are so good, and they're very successful when they do passing cuts, back cut options. And McConnell, she's just feeling it from beyond the arc tonight, and a very important shot going into this halftime break.
Regain some ascendancy for the Spirit. George, long way from the cup. She's got 6 to work with. George fronts. Time to step into a 3. A chance to possibly come up with the last shot here of the half of the Spirit. They're led by 3 at quarter time. And Meg McConnell with the duties. Ball Ace on the bench to finish the half. Long-range teardrop, back iron, and that'll do it for the end of 2. 29-26. Bendigo Spirit remain in the lead, 12 apiece in that second quarter. And Beck Cole, that was a defensive affair.
It really was. Both teams under 30 points at the half. Does not happen often around here, especially with the powerhouses we have in the WNBL. But Bendigo Spirit, it was their time in the first quarter. But Southside Melbourne Flyers, they fought back, and the second quarter was theirs. And I feel like the momentum is with them right now.
Jess Robinson's on floor with Kelsey Griffin.
Kelsey, the Flyers are throwing everything at you.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I wouldn't expect anything less. They came out fired up. They always play great on this court. So, yeah, it's exactly as we expected their intensity to be.
A lot of play from outside the arc. Is that going to continue into the second half?
I think it's finding that balance between inside-outside game. I think that's the best form of basketball is when you can get paint touches and then free shooters up, feet set. Usually makes it a lot easier.
Thanks, Kels. Good luck for the second half.
3-point ball game here at halftime. We'll go through it all just after this short break. It's the Bendigo Spirit and the Southside Melbourne Flyers 29-26 favouring the visitors here. The second place Bendigo looking to extend their winning streak.
Is George, shot clocked at 5, she pulls the trigger and gets it done.
Flyers, they are just looking the goods.
When you're in your 20s, you don't really get asked a whole lot when you're going to retire, but as soon as you hit 30, for the last 6 years, it's been like, you know, you're constantly kind of required to let people know, like, where you're at, like, are you going to have a baby soon? Are you retiring? So, like, after Tokyo, you should retire, right? Like, well, actually, I'm just going to not retire and not even use that R word forever. I've not even mentioned it. Obviously, I'm closer to the back end of my career than the front end.
Hands it off to George. Lovely team play.
George baseline, answering to from her.
I'm blessed. It's a privilege to be able to do this. I've been able to do it for a very long time. I think I worked out it's like 27 pro seasons that I've played, like 4 in the States, 3 in Europe, 18 here. And that's not even including like the local comps here in the NBL 1 and stuff. So it's been a long career and I'm still here doing it. You know, happy to be here, still happy and having a lot of fun playing basketball.
No other player from Southside has been able to score since half-time. Kayla George changes that.
Kayla George has done it all at every level. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole here with you in commentary. And, well, two people who know what the grind is like. 27 professional seasons, that's got to take a toll.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it's just so impressive watching what she's done. And just to hear her there say she's still, you know, so happy playing. And you can see that out on the court. And that's why she's such a great leader for her team.
Time highlights thanks to Hungry Jacks. In the first quarter, it was Bendigo Spirit with a 3-point advantage. It's been tough going, though, offensively, Beck.
It really has been. I think the scout for each team has been doing wonders. For the Bendigo Spirit, the Izzy Ball Ace is really finding it tough. They're wearing her like an absolute glove. And in the first quarter, it was definitely going Spirit's way, but the Flyers came back and definitely the momentum is going their way heading into this second half. But let's see what offensive action can really come to light here for both teams.
And whilst the offense has been hard going, it hasn't been like it's been messy, Rachel. I mean, turnovers just the 4 at the half for Bendigo, just the 6 for Southside Melbourne. They're looking after the basketball.
Yeah, they are. I think they're getting shots up. They're just not getting probably the shots that they want, and we see that with that shooting percentage there for both teams. But, you know, these defensive slog type of games, they happen every now and again, but they're really important for teams to try and work through it and find ways to win and different ways to score than they're used to. So I'll be so interested to see the adjustments both teams make out of this halftime break and what sort of, you know, offense we get served up in the second half.
And Beck, more than half of Southside's shots have come from beyond the arc. Is there a chance with George, Bourne, can they look to go inside more?
I would love to see that happen. They are so good on the high-low action. The two-headed monster in Bourne and George is something that is really hard to stop.
Here's our Blackmores head-to-head with Megan McConnell having another fantastic game for the Bendigo Spirit, leading the way with 13 points, and George already nearing a double-double with 12 and 9. Sure to be a big feature as the game wears on here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've both started off so well, and George is just a double-double machine, as she has been for her whole career. And, you know, like we said during the broadcast, we'd love to see her getting more shots and out of the context of their offense. And I think they started to do that, and it made them look really good and just get, you know, different and better shots just like that one there.
We saw just before the game as well, it was George and Olivia Pollard contesting the tip, and it wasn't too long ago that Kayla George was suiting up for the Melbourne Boomers, and at 15 years of age, Olivia Pollard was a development player. How time flies.
Honestly, how time flies, and it's great to see that we have the calibre of elite athletes like Kayla George, who is, by the way, still making milestones in her career. And then Liv Pollard, first time in the WNBL, contracted, and she's really stepped up to the occasion, just like Meg McConnell has for the Bendigo Spirit here today, and they will need to continue to do that and get the ball to her for them to be successful.
It's got to be a pinch yourself moment for the young Victorian Liv Pollard. Here's the forward shot chart with Megan McConnell. She's hit on 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, and aggressive driving to the rack as well. So much of that offense is going through her when Ball Ace does take a seat.
Yeah, and I like that she has stepped up and she's, you know, she is being aggressive and she's making some tough shots. And like we said, it will take some pressure off Ball Ace going forward if McConnell is able to do that consistently. And, you know, that will free up Ball Ace to get more open shots hopefully in the future.
Third quarter not far away here at the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne. Stick around just after this.
Anything you want. Everybody say.
3-point ball game at the State Basketball Centre here in Melbourne between the Bendigo Spirit and the Southside Melbourne Flyers. It's a top 4 battle. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole with you in commentary. Jess Robertson is courtside and has AFL Premiership full forward Ben Brown, who's no stranger, Jess, to the Flyers program. Jess.
Yes, Ben Brown is here. If it's not AFLW, it's WNBL. What are you making out of this game, Ben?
Love women's sport of all kinds. It's a great game out there. Plenty of defense on show. I reckon I'll be waiting to see who can crack it on offense. I'll be watching very closely in the third to see who does.
Might have to get your coaching brain out and about.
I don't know about that. I'll leave it to the basketball coaches. I think I'll stick to footy.
Of course, the kiddos are here as well. Who are they most excited to see hit the court?
I mean, big Maddie Rocci fan. So, yeah, Maddie, love Kayla. We've loved all the girls. The girls are just up out of their seats cheering, so we're loving it.
Speaking of AFLW, though, your season with Essendon, but of course, what do you make of your former team, North Melbourne Kangaroos, going back-to-back?
I loved it. I loved watching North Melbourne do it. Obviously, we'd love to be there soon, but they were too good all year, and I'm really excited for the girls. They managed to get the back-to-back.
Thanks so much, Ben. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thanks, Jeff.
Perfect, guys.
The Tasmanian himself, I'm sure, will be keeping one eye on the introduction of the Tassie Jewels as well coming in next season.
Yeah, absolutely. That was exciting to see them get their name and official launch. So that'll be exciting for next season, Beck, won't it?
It sure will. Just the growth of the WNBL is here. We have many talented athletes, and the fact now there's more contracts up for grabs is great to see. And then it will be the 9th WNBL team that we have, and what better way than to have it in Tasmania? And if you see the NBL with the Tassie Jack Jumpers and what they've created there, if they can even do half of what they've done, I think that'll be a great start.
Basketball state, isn't it? Sell it out every single time there for the Jack Jumpers. They are passionate and parochial. I think you put it well as well, Ben Brown. It feels like at some stage it's going to crack open offensively. That should come in this second half, Rachel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ben could come and join us on commentary. I think that's probably what we're all thinking and hoping, but it does feel that way. It just feels like this game is just on a knife's edge, and at some point something's going to turn, but you know, it's sort of hard to predict which team at this point.
It sure is. Crucial game for the Flyers. 5 sides locked on 3 wins from 4th down to 8th. They currently occupy 4th spot. A victory here tonight over the second place Spirit would really help them create some breathing room in the Final 4. You see Capitals hot on their heels as well after a big victory today in the final moments over Geelong down at the Strikehouse. They're back underway in the third. Bourne. Watching the live wire. Slicing by McConnell, won't go. Lucky not to fall. Griffin needs the handoff for ball ace. Smooth moving in the first half as always. McConnell ever active as well. It's over to Izzy ball ace to try and bail them out. Can't step through. Bourne rather has runners. Marissa down the floor, and Werra comes up with a block.
And what a way to get back Abby Werra. Flyers were hot in offensive transition. Bourne had 2 decisions, and Werra just was able to get that block on Marissa.
George takes the basketball. Maddie Rocci, she'll step back for 3 and banks it in. I'm not sure she drew that one up.
The bank is open on Sunday, people.
That was a tough angle. Ties it back up, ball ace. Draws contact. Here's another look at it from Kayla George. That was high off the glass at that.
You couldn't do that if you tried 100 times.
So much for finding the corner. Lace converts on the first. So had 4 at halftime as he ball ace. 2 of 6 from the field. Rochi running point. Combining with George, this pick and roll combo. That's what they're looking for. Immediately fed forward. The room service from Kayla. Perfect.
And that's the off-ball action that Flyers are really good at. And Kayla's averaging just over 4 assists a game. And she's so good as a big man to find her teammates. What a luxury to have.
Ball ace. Short on a 3 ball. Still yet to take a lead in this game. Southside Melbourne. Rochi will change that.
That was just a great move by Rochi, Rachel.
It certainly was, and Southside just look like they have a little bit more energy than Bendigo at the moment, and they've come out really locked in as they get another stop there, which will give them even more energy going into this offensive possession.
This went against Guerra. Rochi exploring down low. Putting together another great game after a near triple-double on Friday in Perth. Down fronts the offense. George thought about the 3. Finds the cutting Rochi. All-the-way jumper, back heel, Bourne over the top though. Muscle down was Marissa. And out of court, off Meg McConnell.
And they've been great in that possession, Rachel, the offensive rebounding, which you spoke about earlier. They're the worst in the league, but the best on defense, so we know that they can do it. And oh, what a vintage Kayla George move.
Ripped and went straight through Kayla George. 4-point gap now for the Flyers. Griffin just left. Pep in their step at the moment, Southside Melbourne. George, up to Rochi. It's found Tara Reid though underneath. Count the basket. It was unorthodox, but a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way.
What a tough look. We see she gets the rebound, puts it up straight away, and gets the and one. Great cutting by Reid.
It just feels like things have started to turn even more in Southside's favour at the moment. Bendigo have taken a couple of shots that they wouldn't like, a couple of rush one-pass shots, and Southside are capitalising down their offensive end.
We're up. Backed out with Booth. McConnell single numbers. Flyers defense holding up here. Not allowing any space inside the keyway. Marissa move forward. All the momentum with the home side so far in this third quarter. They lead at 12-2 through the first 4 minutes. Marissa adds to that tally. Double-digit lead, and Kennedy Kiriyama has to pull the trigger on a timeout.
Yeah, good timeout by Kennedy there. They just need to regroup and come out of this timeout ready to go.
41-31, Southside Melbourne in the lead. Spot on, Rachel. They simply had to stop that momentum.
Yeah, and that's something Kennedy does really well is use his timeouts at the appropriate time. So they'll come together now, and he'll set up, probably a little bit of a change in defense as well as, offense is probably more where they're struggling at this point, and I'd expect they come out and a little change up.
Mariana Tolo made the trip down the highway and helping out on the bench. Great to see.
It's so good to still see Tolo be a part of the group. She is an integral part of what they do, and even though she's not on the court, she can still provide so much leadership, so much knowledge, positivity and energy off the bench. So it's great to see that she still is with the team and surrounding them and giving them all the love that they need.
Kennedy Kiriyama wants them to box out. They are losing the rebounding 34-24. Kennedy Kiriyama using that opportunity just to stem the momentum here. try and ensure they start to box out and look after the rebounding contest. That a 10-point deficit, and that's that. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole with you in commentary. McConnell probing. Looking to combine with Reese. Booth can't advance. Now they find Griffin. Jess Robinson was listening in to the Flyers huddle. Jess.
Well, Christy Harrower was absolutely pumped with what she's seeing from her players. That's how we play, is what she was shouting out above all the Flyers cheers from the fans, because it is loud down here. Project keep Izzy Borlase out of the game was the message just before halftime, and that's certainly the play in this third term.
Thanks, Jess. They certainly have kept her pretty well so far in this one.
Yeah, they have, and you know, we said that they are being physical with Borlase.
This is your chance to win the ultimate weekend of basketball in Perth with the WNBL and Minor Hotel. Scan the QR code on screen now for your chance to win Platinum Hoops Fest tickets, return flights for 2, and 2 nights at Oaks Perth Hotel, and $500 at that as well to spend. Don't miss your shot. Scan the QR code now.
I might scan that QR code, Liam. There's a lot up for grabs, and Hoopfest is an amazing thing to be a part of.
Get on board, absolutely. It's silly not to, I think. Lead. All the way of the Flyers. Can they keep that going? Borlase set to check in just a few moments, along with Liv Pollard. Rochi draws the foul once more. Go against Megan McConnell. As Griffin takes a break. And this is a running point on this possession. Rochi, right out McConnell. Reese controls the team rebounds. Just the 2 points so far in this quarter for Bendigo. Really came up with another steal that time.
Yeah, they are a bit out of sorts at the moment, and their offense isn't flowing. So I'd like just to see them just take a breath, settle down. They just need to get some passes, some good screens, some intentional hard cutting off the ball, and things will settle for them.
George lays in the rack. Great feed inside to Rochi. That's a walk.
But you have to credit the Flyers' defense. Obviously, this has been a defensive game, as we see Maddie take one extra little step. But what's been so good is they have redeemed themselves so far from that matchup against the Perth Lynx, where their defense wasn't up to scratch with what they would like. So it's great to see them come out on this floor and really hassle Bendigo and make their life hard.
Watching the Flyers with fouls to give. O'Connell. Kicked out. Marissa, active hands. Still with Borlase. Did really well to sneak it out there to Pollard. What a fight.
Did so well, Borlase, to get that ball out to that corner. She was sort of in between about 3 or 4 players there, and that's why she's so valuable. She's not just a scorer. She can distribute. She makes great decisions.
Marissa, quick pull up. Just up to 7 points on the ball game. McKenna Marissa. Close catch for Kelsey Reese.
What a pass, Liv Pollard.
Whipped inside. That was beautiful. Back-to-back baskets for the Spirit. Bourne thought about the triple. Wants to take Reese off the dribble. And another travel caught against the Flyers.
That was great one-on-one defense for Reese. She's been really confident as we look at this Amy replay, and Liv, that was some guard-like passing right there. Right out of the left hand. Beautiful play of basketball.
Here's Reese. McConnell now to set and fire for three. Cans it. Back within 5, the Spirit. McConnell having another big evening. Timeout here. 3 minutes remaining in the third. Restores a bit of composure for Bendigo.
Yeah, great couple of minutes there for Bendigo. They just did settle in offense. We saw a little bit better movement off the ball and with their on-ball screening and some great passes and finishes. So that should give them a bit of confidence for the rest of this quarter. And they did that with Kelsey Griffin sitting on the bench, which is great.
Flyers looking to bounce back after that loss to Perth on Friday night. This is what Christy Harrowat was looking for in the pre-game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of improvement. You know, we weren't very good on Friday night in Perth. We were embarrassed in the first half. You know, so it's a lot of improvement today. And for me, it's just about 40 minutes of effort, really.
They certainly have brought the effort.
Yeah, Christy will be super happy with what she's seeing today, and you know, just that defensive mindset that they've had and the way they've grinded out this game and made Bendigo have to go to different options and not their usual first option in ball ace. It's been really impressive and something they can build on and something that she'll want to see for them for the rest of the season.
Indy Boya enters for Southside Melbourne. Joining 4 Flyers starters. George putting together another great game. Distributing, getting involved herself on the score sheet. Tried to find Bourne. You can see the idea. Ball ace whipped over to the opposite corner. Poked away from Marissa, great D. Boya. Ball on top of the painted area. Under the screen, Boya at that time. Handed back to McConnell, who found the lane. And exploded to the spot.
And it will be interesting as we go further down the game here. Both teams coming off a game on Friday night, but Flyers have come all the way from Perth back home, whereas Bendigo have just come home from Geelong. So they played in Ballarat against Geelong. So will that make them tired as the game goes on? It will be interesting to see.
It does take a toll. Travelling 5,000 kilometres across the Nullarbor. Pollard, confident looking stroke. Reese using those long levers to pull down the offensive rebounds. Drawing contact in the process. Roshi was on an island there, on the box out.
Yeah, she was. Not much she could do in that position, but just great by Reese to get to the right spot. You know, we know she's a young player. She came off a great game on Friday, and she's just got to do those little things every time she steps out on the floor and make herself hard to box out.
Rochi joins McConnell and Pollard on 3 personals. The Flyers fans making a ruckus. Reese unaffected.
No cheeseburgers yet today, kids.
Gets the roll. Cool, calm and collected. 1-point ball game. Much better from the Spirit offense. 12-3 run for Bendigo, short that time. And a minute remains in this third quarter. Got some space to work with. Kick provided from Griffin. Everyone did well. Still 7 to work with. Splits the double and the teardrop pure.
That was a nice floater there from Meg McConnell. She's up to 20 points, shooting 8 of 12 right now. She's having a great game and just great shot selections from her tonight.
Oh yeah. There's George and Griffin in the post. A classic WNBL matchup, and Griffin with the chocolates on that occasion. Bendigo back in the lead here after trailing by double figures. They've raised it in a hurry. McConnell exploring. Griffin step back inside and gets the friendly roll.
Kelsey Griffin, don't mind if I do. What a move.
That'll do it for the end of 3. The Spirit fight back to take a 3-point lead at three-quarter time. The same one that they have held at every quarter time break so far in this ball game. There's 10 minutes remaining here for Sunday Night Hoops. Three-point ball game here at three-quarter time. It was a 16-3 run to end the third quarter for the Bendigo Spirit to pull it back after trailing by double figures halfway through that third period. This one is so tight to call as we head down the stretch here at the State Basketball Centre for Sunday night action in the WNBL. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole with you in commentary. And the Spirit will start us off here. Here's Borlase. It's been held well so far. Bourne lost her footing and Borlase, a former teammate, takes advantage.
Her strength is just incredible for her age, Rachel.
Absolutely. That strength and core strength to be able to finish in that situation. As we see, the other Izzy hit a massive 3 down that end, but to be able to finish when, you know, like I said, in that situation, it's just, she just plays beyond her years.
Borlase trying to fight back inside, stays with the play, kicks out, Werong connects.
The end of the third, we're entering the fourth. The three-point percentage has definitely gone up on either teams. Nice to see them fall for both.
Potch and Hayley Andrews, fourth quarter minutes for the bench mob. And Potch with the treble.
Turning into a shootout now.
8 triples now for the Flyers after they were struggling from distance at halftime. They've really come alight there. Werong kicked out. McConnell thought about it. Jab step. Now she'll attack Andrews. Finds Griffin. all alone from distance. It's another fresh 14 for the Spirit. Jess Robertson, it is loud in there at the State Basketball Centre.
You guys can confirm it is very loud. Flyers fans are up and about. I'm not sure if they expected the contest to be this close, but they are stoked that it is an absolute showing out here. Kayla George pumped. You can see Tara Reid is absolutely pumped on the court. So, yeah, the vibes are high at the SBC.
Absolutely it is. Maddie Potch, a part to play on that on the Amy replay for another 3 for the Flyers. We knew the offense would break open at some point.
Yeah, we did, and you know it's happened for both teams, which is great to see. So it's going to remain a close game, I think, for the rest of this one. But you know, both teams now starting to get hot. They'll be able to have different looks at the basket, and it will just open up even more.
It's been a 3-point cushion at every break for Bendigo. Oh yeah, hesitated and now explodes to the cup.
That was a great move and great execution of that play.
McConnell all alone.
That's
down the open lane. Sorry,
sorry, Liam. That's just too easy for Meg McConnell. As we go down this stretch, those sorts of defensive lapses just cannot happen.
Oh yeah. It's out with Potch. Last touched. Off release in the Spirit. High energy here tonight at the State Basketball Centre. Make sure you stay up to date with all the latest stats, highlights and stories with the WNBL app. Scan the QR code now on screen to download to your device as Reid gets a second look. Potch thought about it for a split moment. And Griffin read it best.
Yeah, great split line help from Kelsey Griffin there.
George, after a brief stint on the bench, will check back in. Watching in time, ball ace. Able to peel it clean. Spots McConnell in the corner, that option shut off. And ball ace will take it herself.
And the control she has to slow down on that last step. It's so much harder than what people think, but she's mastered it to a T.
George with a big double-double here, 14 and 15 to go with 5 assists. Watchie, the defender on her back. Strong and Werung able to control. Ball ace, calling the set. Burn switching onto the ball. This is where Bendigo want it. Space to work with for the 21-year-old Opal star. 2 shots the result. Southside not fans of the call.
No, they're not, but I really like that move from Izzy Bolle. She just forced that issue, which she does so often, and she's so great at getting to the line, and she's made a couple already this quarter. As the hand did probably come down there, so a little bit unlucky, but I think probably the right call. And I love, you know, the development of Izzy Bolle. She's been quieter in this game. Southside have put so much effort into shutting her out, but she's coming out this last quarter. She's already made a couple buckets, got to the free throw line. She will continue to fight and work her way into this game and contribute to this team.
She sure will. Continue to be a focal point in this 4th quarter. Into double figures now. Izzy Bolle. Strong screen and an illegal one, said the ref. McConnell hit the deck hard.
I don't know about that one, just from our angle here. Might get another look.
It was close, that's for sure.
Look, I'm probably not the best person to ask with screens because I just feel like that's a great screen, but I mean, technically she might have been moving a little bit. You're the guard that has to get over them, Beck. What do you reckon?
It's a tough job, but if Rachel Jones setting my screen, I'm a happy woman.
Watchie rips away, looking to attack herself through 2 defenders. important energy lifter for the Flyers. Trailing by 5. Lace kicks back to Kelsey Griffin, and the Kiwi opened up.
That was just a nice slice to the rim there from Griffin. Bit of miscommunication on Flyers end, and she was able to go to the basket.
Vaughan wasn't expecting it. Flyers retain it. Rochi found Reed all alone. Great vision. Another dime for Maddie Rochi. Ball ace. Assess the situation. Barrier down the floor. That's the head of Reed. 5 minutes remaining in regulation. It's been a fun night so far at the State Basketball Centre. And Rochi able to convert. 15 on the night for Maddie Rochi, and we are back within 3 once more. Timeout on the floor.
Just a massive shot there from Rochi. It just, you know, you feel like one team gets a little bit of momentum and then the other team is coming down, hitting a big shot, getting a big stop. So you just felt like that was a really big moment for the Flyers.
Emily Kerryama opting to use the timeout. It does see them right back in it, Southside Melbourne. Izzy Ball Ace always the first name on the scout when it comes to the Bendigo Spirit. And Christy Harrowlight, this is her thoughts pre-game.
She's having a great season, probably the best season so far of her short career. And, you know, you can, two ways you can do it. You can try and minimise her shots and let everybody else get going, or you let her try and, you know, I suppose let her get all her points and minimise everybody else. So we'll junk things up today and see how we go.
And they've covered her pretty well so far, but Ball Ace, as the game wears on, she does have that ability to wear you down.
Yeah, she does. She is super fit at the moment. We see she's the most durable she's been after, you know, some previous issues that she's had with her body, but now she's, you know, she's getting consistent minutes in. She's just so fit and she's able to go for that full 40 minutes. So trying to shut her down for that long is a very tough mental and physical task, and that's why we see her sort of getting on top in this fourth quarter.
61-59, favouring the Bendigo Spirit. Griffin, baseline catch. And a foul call, the result. Great crowd here on a Sunday night. The Southside Melbourne Flyers, they have such a passionate and loud fan base.
They sure do. The Flyers fans love getting amongst their team. And it's great when you have all that support, because it is like a 6-man on the floor for you.
Here's Ball Ace. Now the screen. Zigzagging through. Kicked out. Werung, you bet.
Great extra pass by Ball Ace. And what a shot from Abby Werung.
4.5 remaining in the ball game. George, the vision once more, provides the dime, and Bourne involved.
And if I was the Bendigo Spirit, the Flyers have 4 team fouls at the moment. So look to get inside, look to get to the basket, and then you're going to the line for the rest of the game with free throws.
Lace parked inside the key, and the fall away is good.
Izzy on Izzy in the post, and what a good post move from the guard in Ball Ace.
George, the back with Rochi. Switching on to Griffin, attacks immediately. And that was a hard collision. With the support to the basket, she'll have 2 shots at the line. Class from Izzy Ball Ace. She can do it from everywhere.
And she set up that offense again as we see that replay. Great drive by Rochi there. Every offense is going through Ball Ace. She's you know, initiating the offense with her drives, and then she got the ball back on that occasion after a couple of passes and was able to make a tough finish. So, you know, again, just the evolution of her game, the maturity of being able to run the offense.
She takes care of business. What a big outing for her. Ball ace. What a find. Mid-air. Down Simpson as George hit the deck on the baseline. Foul call from the referee. It's going to go against Southside Melbourne. And that'll be bonus free throws already with 3:18 remaining for the Spirit.
And Southside are really going to have to now have that foul discipline. They don't want to be giving away these free points, and you know, we're not sure, that might have been a tough call. I don't think Kayla was too happy with it, but you just can't give the refs any chance to make, you know, a 50-50 call against you when you're in this situation in such a close game.
George in no sort of foul trouble, but already in the bonus with so much time remaining. That is a worry. Bourne. Not quite that time. Reed got a hand to it. Long way to go, but Bendigo in the box seat. Everything going through. Easy ball ace. And Reed's going to pick up the foul call. Lost her footing. And the referee spotted contact, so more free throws to come.
And this is where free throws are so important. It really slows the game down. But if you can knock these in, they're 3 points that help you keep the lead. And then if you're the Flyers, like you said, Rach, you need to be clean, but also you need to be aggressive and keep getting stops. It's that hard to be aggressive. Yeah.
KG 23 goes 2 of 2 on that occasion. 6-point buffer for the Spirit. Timeout, 2:49 remains. And a great spot here, and Christy Harrowat will have to steady her side.
And their defense has been so great all game. They've been very stingy and not letting, you know, Bendigo get the shots that they want. They've sort of gone a little bit away from that, I think, in this quarter. So Christy will want to get them to lock back in and try and make it difficult for Bendigo. But like you said, Beth, it is that sort of fine line with trying not to foul, but also playing great defense as well.
Kennedy Kariyama will be hoping the Spirit can do it by committee defensively down the stretch here.
Big team, obviously, you know, outside of just Rochi, Kayla George, Izzy Bourne's playing great basketball. So, I mean, look, for us, it's going to be about team defense. I mean, yes, they have some great individual players, and certainly we're going to have to do our best to try and push them into areas where perhaps they don't feel as comfortable playing, but certainly team defense is going to be what wins it.
So far tonight, it's held up pretty well, must be said.
It has. Well, he mentioned those 3 names, Rochi, George, Bourne, all with 18, 14, 10, all in the double figures. They're going to get their points, but currently they're under their average score per game each season. So, again, this is a defensive game, and it will be who can defend for the 40 minutes.
George, get out with Bourne. Here's a great look for Kayla. Strong, but it favours Reed. Rochi, deep treble.
And Reed has been great on the offensive boards, getting Flyers second chance opportunities.
Jess, what was the word from Kennedy Kariyama?
Well, it was Kelsey Griffin leading the way. She was saying, stay on your opponent, stick to them like a glove.
Some leadership from Kelsey Griffin.
Yeah, it's such a luxury for Kennedy. It's like having an extra coach with you that's out on the floor with the girls and can see what's going on in the game. So what a luxury he has having her.
Ball ace gliding through. Not on that occasion, Marissa. Factor early in the contest for the Flyers. And a pair of great opportunities from 3 last trip. Now they'll go inside Southside Melbourne. George misfires on the left. They clock their friend, the Spirit. Basket here would make it really tough. McConnell wanted the foul call, won't get it. Marissa down the floor, lost the handle. And out of bounds.
And that was just great hustle by Griffin to feel that applied pressure, and Marissa just couldn't handle the ball on that occasion. And that's going to hurt the Flyers.
Turnover number 12 in the game for Southside Melbourne. Both sides have looked after the ball pretty well tonight. There's a blow, 90 seconds out. Borlase, Reed been in her grill all contest long, but as the game wears on, Izzy Borlase steps up.
In your bag, Borlase. The mindset of her to have a tough first half and then come out and be aggressive in the second has been so impressive.
Griffin tracks down the rebounds. And now we tick under a minute.
Rach, do you think the Flyers need to foul here and get it back with what time is left on the clock, or play it out?
I'd play this possession out because they have so far now. But from here on in, they're going to have to look at fouling.
Stone wall defense from Kayla George. And the door remains ajar.
And I think if Bendigo can defend the three-point line right now, that will keep them very safe. But great block by George there.
Time out here. Chance for Christy Harrowett to go to the whiteboard and try and draw up some offense. Where does the look come from here, do you think, Rachel?
Look, I like when they are going inside to Kayla, and yes, they may need a 3 in the next 40 seconds at some point, but I think when they get that inside-outside look, they get such a better look at the basket, whether that is from Kayla inside or getting it back out to Rochi for a 3. So I'd like to see them go to that. It'll be interesting what Bendigo do defensively. They're going to want to try and slow Southside down, but Southside are going to have to try and get a quick shot. They need more possessions at this point in the game.
Spirit need to be clean, look after the basketball. They can do that. You think they hold on. And Southside Melbourne can cause some chaos here. So they will return with their starting 5. She will take the inbounds. Let's see what they draw up here. So flip to the opposite sideline. Square 40 seconds remaining in the contest. In with Bourne. Archie, immediate attack. George blocked from Pollard.
What a massive play by Liv Pollard. We see the Spirit girls get right up on the bench. They were honestly about a foot away from her. That is just a big play from the young tall.
She'll be tested again here. George aggressive and rewarded. Inside with a reverse. Spirit will look after the basketball. And they won't. The Flyers force a turnover.
Oh, I was just about to yell they need to foul, but getting that turnover is a much better result. So now they've got a little bit more time to play with. 2-possession game if they can get a good 3-point shot off.
Yeah, we saw Christy Harrow and Rach on the sideline yelling to foul, so it was good that turnover happened for them.
Rochi, they want a 3. Taylor George steps into it and draws contact. 3 free throws to come.
What is that, Rachel? A cardinal sin.
A cardinal sin. And that's probably, the perfect example of being a young player coming into a professional women's league. She Pollard has the great block on the possession before, and then, you know, she knows what Kayla wants in that situation and just bites off a little bit more and gets a piece of her hand. So
Riders out on the firsts. Flyers 79% from the line tonight. An undercut. Regardless, it will remain a two-possession ball game. 71-67. Timeout. It is tough though from here for the Flyers. Remaining a 4-point buffer.
it is tough. There is still a bit of time. They're going to come out of this timeout and really try and get that steal on the inbounds. Otherwise, they're going to have to get a quick foul and try and shorten this game with more possession.
And Bendigo will want to make sure that they take the ball out of bounds, that they're strong with the ball, they don't turn it over, but Flyers will foul. So you need to get the ball into the hands of a good free throw shooter, which at the moment is probably going to be the likes of Borlace.
90%?
Yeah. But if she's covered, who are you looking for? I think Griffin or McConnell.
Yeah, I trust in Kelsey Griffin. You know, she's a veteran. She'll ice the game if she needs to. And yeah, but Borlace first option for me.
Flyers able to force a turnover in the backcourt in the previous trip. Hoping to double the dose. Ball will advance out of the timeout situation. McConnell entrusted with the duties. Needs to be a clean inbounds. They get it to Borlace. In safe hands, as you noted, Beck. 2 to come for the young superstar. 16 and counting on the night. To 5 at halftime. He's continued to rise. Nylon on the first.
And that foul shot might just be the nail in the coffin, Rach.
I think so. It's nice and calm, ice in her veins. Knock them both down.
Has to be a quick trigger. Trailing by 6. Rochi lost it. Lost her footing as well. Clutching at her hands. You hate to see that. It's a left hand. She looks to be labouring.
Yeah, she did land quite hard, so hopefully and we know how tough of a player that she is, so she looks to be in quite a bit of pain there.
Just bracing her fall. So she'll remain out there. Immediate foul from Marissa. Borlace will walk down for 3 throws. That could be one of the stories in the aftermath, hoping for good news for Maddie.
And as Borlace goes to the line, and we've talked about tonight that the Flyers have made it so hard for her, but she's going to probably hit her 20th point with this second free throw. She's had 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and, you know, if that's a quiet night, I'll take that every day of the week.
Borlace, cool as 75-67, and the Spirit are going to take it here. Away from home at the State Basketball Centre. They improved to 9-2 on the season, tracking down Townsville at top spot. An important victory, and they were made to earn it. Southside Melbourne were more than valiant in front of their raucous home fans.
Again, I'm just so impressed by the Bendigo Spirit. Multiple people in double figures. Everyone stepped up when it was their turn to, and they've come away with 2 wins, Friday night, now Sunday night. That was a top 4 table clash. They've really cemented their spot right now, and I think they've shown, even with the key piece in Tolo out, we do this as a team, we do this together, and we all know our roles. And that was an impressive grind by the Bendigo Spirit.
And I think, you know, they've been challenged in games tonight. They were challenged, you know, for probably 35 plus minutes of that game where the Flyers made it so hard for them, but they find a way to come back. You know, at one point they were 12 points down, I think, and they fought back, even though it sort of looked like the game might get beyond them. And that, you know, that just speaks to their leadership in Kelsey Griffin and Tolo there, who's still a big part of this team.
Halfway through that third quarter, down by 12. They pulled it back in a hurry with a 16-3 run, and then standing up in the fourth, as they so often do. It was their backcourt, McConnell and Borlase, combining for 42, leading the way in the scoring column. Obviously, Griffin provided that leadership. We'll chat to the victors here in a moment. Ariana Tolo happy, supporting her side on the road. Robinson will chat to some of the Spirit players in a few moments.
And for a minute there, we really thought the momentum had swung and Flyers were going to come away with this, but they'll have to go back to the drawing board, look at the film. You know, they've now come away this weekend with 2 losses, and it's going to be a tough one.
Here's Izzy Borlase on floor with Jess.
1 second. Izzy Borlase, you're the player of the game. The Flyers threw absolutely everything at you. Was that the hardest game you've had this season?
Yeah, I think every game's hard, every game's different, but I think Southside made it really tough for me to get my feet in the paint, and it was just a tough game, and everybody stepped up, and yeah, it was just a great team win.
Talk about the toughness, because that first half they really were holding you to, you know, not a huge impact, but the second half you really came out strong. Yeah, mentally, what was going on?
Yeah, I think you just got to, for me, it's just about staying in the game and not, you know, I get a little bit frustrated, but I think that's part of it, and just finding a way to reel myself back in and finding a way to impact, and that's just playing good defense, and then my shots will fall, and my teammates were getting me open and wanting me to get the ball, so I think it's credit to them.
As you mentioned, a complete team performance. Megan McConnell really stood up tall, probably her best outing for the season.
Yeah, Meg's been great. Every time, you know, she may have a downer of a game, she steps right back up, and I think the impact that she has on our team, defensively and offensively, she's just finding her way in this league, and yeah, I'm so lucky to play with her.
Congrats, Izzy. Have a good one. So go celebrate.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Every side comes with a plan coming up against Izzy Borlase. Once again, just able to absorb that pressure and stand up.
Yeah, and, you know, she is just such a great player that can score in multiple ways, but I love that she, you know, talked about how she just focused on defense and little things to get herself in the game, and she knows that her shots will fall when she takes the right shots. So that's great to hear, and it certainly did. She really sort of got that team on her back in that last quarter and willed them to that win.
Sure did. Her backcourt mate, Meg McConnell, as well, was terrific after 21 points to get player of the round in round 7 in that 16-point victory over the Sydney Flames. She backs it up here once again at the State Basketball Centre with 22. Here she is on floor with Jess Robinson.
Meg, pre-game you told me that coming to the WNBL was really unexpected physicality. They threw everything at you today. How'd you find it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we just played on Friday, so I knew, so did they, so there was no excuses. Both teams were going to come out, and we didn't know who was going to give the first punch, but it was a great basketball game, and we just had to stay ready.
5 wins in a row now. That's feeling pretty good as a team.
Yeah, I think it's just next game mentality. I think we're not too focused on the future. I think we just take it game by game.
Individually, probably your best showing of the season. How you feel you're settling into the WNBL style of play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do whatever my teammates need me to do to win, and it was just a good win on the road, and I'm looking forward to getting better this week as we work on and practice.
Just lastly, what was the message at three-quarter time? Because nobody could hear anything in here. It was very loud.
I don't even know. It was very loud. I think we just relied on our defense, and we needed to get some stops.
Well, go celebrate. Well done, Meg.
Thank you.
And they hold Southside Melbourne to 67 through 4 quarters. We heard pre-game from Kennedy Kerryama. Team defense was the focus. I think they can tick that box.
They sure can. Holding the Southside Melbourne Flyers to 67 points, that is a great achievement. And Meg McConnell, she's a big reason to that success. She plays up and in, full court defense. She hustles, she gets over screens, and then she's really been finding her feet in offense. She can get to the rack, finish with physicality, and she's really found her three ball. And it's been a pleasure to watch her. And like she said, she just wants to do whatever is best for her and her team.
She's been really producing in the import slot for the Bendigo Spirit this season. And they will go on the road next outing as well against Geelong away from home, staying in Victoria once more, continuing that trend. Stick around, we'll wrap it all up after this year. The Bendigo Spirit continue their run. It's now 6 on the trot. They prevail by 8 in Melbourne.
Everybody all around, everybody's getting down. Everybody's like, wow, there's a new sound in town. Everybody's like, wow. Everybody all around, everybody's getting down. Everybody's like, wow, there's a new sound in town. Everybody's like, wow, that's just our style.
Eight-point victory tonight for the Bendigo Spirit here away from home at Southside Melbourne. It was important. They had to work for it, trailing by 12 halfway through the third quarter, but they always stand up in the fourth quarter. And Rachel, it feels like the Spirit just always find a way to win.
Yeah, they certainly do. They just find ways to grind games out, and they've won in so many different ways. And I think, you know, once we found out Tolo would be out for the rest of the season with her pregnancy, I think people would have expected, you know, maybe they need to bring in another player and things like that, but they're proving everyone wrong, and these young girls coming off the bench are doing an amazing job for them.
They've been fantastic. Liv Pollard and Kelsey Rees have done the job. They improved to 9-2 on the Bunnings ladder, right there with the Townsville Fire. We've spoken so much about how brilliant the Fire have been, but they've got competition top of the table.
They really do. It's been so great to see Bendigo succeed, especially like you said, Rach, with the absence of Tolo now. But I cannot wait for Townsville Fire and Bendigo Spirit to play each other again. But I think the top three are set in stone right now. And right now, fourth is up for grabs.
It absolutely is. The race for fourth is heating up. 5 sides locked on 3 wins, and 2 of those are the UC Capitals and the Adelaide Lightning. AIS Arena, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. That is going to be important. It's going to be such a race for that final spot, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of these two teams, the Caps and Adelaide Lightning, are going to feel like they're right in that race. So they'll be looking forward to that one, trying to get a win and push forward to that final spot.
75-67, the Bendigo Spirit get it done for their 9th victory of the season. An important one away from home, and they'll be on the road in their next outing against Geelong as well. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Beck Cole with you in commentary. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us for our WNBL doubleheader here on your Sunday. And from all of our hardworking team behind the scenes, thank you and good night.
I just was like, when it's just going bad for you, it's just